Hi.
All right, it is 6 o'clock. I'm going to call the Buildings and Grounds Committee meeting to order. Do we have any public comments?
No public comments.
Cool.
Roll
Okay.
call.
Roll call? Roll call. Judd, Lawshy?
Juan Cifuentes.
Andy Allen.
Mike.
Bob Alverson.
Okay, thank you. All right, summer projects update.
Sure. This is probably our final update of the summer projects. We just included a few pictures here recently. This is the latest. One of the last projects done was the playground at Johnson. It looks really good. We did, I think, recently make some other minor adjustments to the pour and play just to make it a little bit safer for the kids. I know that was being done last weekend, this weekend coming up. So it's really in the final parts of it. We got a little fencing there, but no big deal. Others of the front doors and the classroom windows, they all look really good. I noticed in the main hallway at the high school there in that intersecting hall, the temperature difference has been dramatic compared to what it was. There's always an oven in the summer and there's always an oven in the winter. So those windows have made a big difference already.
Okay.
The doors, we still have some painting to do, but all the entry doors have been done at the buildings. There's some other doors at Cowherd, I believe. I think Waldo still has one that will be done on these off days when teachers aren't and kids aren't there. So it won't be any interruption to classes, but otherwise it's been good this year.
So the park at Johnson, right, looked great. But there was yellow tape, like caution tape. It was the first day. Hopefully that's all gone.
That was because the pour and play, I think, just got finished the day before.
Okay,
So that was it.
okay, cool.
So, and two, we were trying to also keep the older kids off it because we are going to fence that area. So it's only used with our youngest students because that's what the park was built for.
Okay.
So we have a fence and the quotes coming in, I think, too, to put that fence across that area. to
Looked
keep it
great
back.
though. Really looked great.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
they make a dramatic difference, change
Yeah.
that out in the colors and just the quality of the equipment put in. So additionally, with the summer stuff, just to bring to your attention coming soon, we'll have, this is the season where we'll start going out for bid for construction for next year, like the high school HVAC project and things like that. Same thing we'll have in the future. We'll be doing probably tuck pointing in places, windows replacements. Probably at Oak Park is one of them that it's really needs help. Some roofing, different things like that will be bringing those results to you in the near future because it's all this time of year. It's October, November is going out and bringing those results back to plan effectively for the next summer. So that's on the list. And additionally, I know Gordon Clark provided me last week some information. So this year with the HVAC project and all the summer projects, there was about $6.2 million worth of work done. Actual right now has come in about 5.6 million. So in essence, we had an extra $600,000 that will be coming back to the district. There'll be a little ebb and flow of final pieces coming in, but it's good that we came under the contingency and under budget overall in all those projects. So it's good. So.
Yep.
Mr. Allen, what are we projected for next summer as far as what we've set aside in the FY26 budget for the projects in the summertime?
The past couple of years, we've done either around $3 to $4 million worth of other work besides HVAC. We're trying to stay at the lower end, down at the lower three, just to keep moving forward, keep doing the projects that need to be done to keep the district in good shape. That's our goal right now.
So Andy, you had somebody resign from,
Supervisor resigned recently.
so is that you get somebody?
We don't have anybody right now. The team, we're talking today about it. We had a supervisor meeting today.
Okay.
It has been a little bit stressful because that means we always have someone on call over the weekends to pick up stuff. So now they're dividing it a little more work to do. We have a couple of applicants. We're going through those to see how viable they are. Wish there are more. I think there's only two or three, and I think we've possibly rolled one out already, just based on experience. So I wish it was more. So I'm not sure if more time is going to help that or trying to post it and get it up to the top again. I know I've reached out to some people in the area and industry. I know AJ has reached out, done the same thing, trying to see if we can recruit anybody to see what the possibility is. So.
Okay. We move on to the next item.
Which is McKinney-Vento, the transportation piece with the McKinney-Vento. Last meeting, I brought it to your attention that we are using them, have great results with it. You did ask for some cost analysis or cost pieces in it. In there's the contract piece. It has the trips, the rates and all that. And I think one of your specific questions, what's the escalator? I believe that is on page, let me see here. I think it's 3%. I gotta remember exactly what page it's on. Page 6, amendment of rates.
There it is. Okay. So I read this whole thing and I didn't see it. Okay. That sounds reasonable, right? Right.
So, and we've had very good service to date
Yeah.
so far. So it's really, we would love to be able to move forward that. And this, with your approval today, would like to drop for board action today to sign the contract and get that formally finalized.
And this will match the other contracts. so that-
Correct. It'll
okay.
co-terminate with our other busing contracts that we have with Durham and First Student.
Juan, you're good with it?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. Let's do it then. Okay.
Okay.
Next.
Facility assessment. So this is coming back to answer some questions you had from the last time. You asked what a facility assessment would look like. We do not have the original documentation back from 2015 when this was done 10 years ago. Corder and Clark and Richard Blair was able to give me a sample of what Johnson was and what the information looks like. And provided I didn't put it up there on screen because it's a large document.
Yeah.
But you can see about how they give projections, projected costs, pictures, recommendations, and that's basically what it looked like for the rest of our buildings if we went through this process. So I'm hoping this can answer some of your additional questions on what this type of thing looks like and why it could be added benefit
Beneficial.
to us. But again, we can bring it back in January, February. Would be a good time to possibly bid it out if that's what you want to do, RFP it, whatever you'd like to do, or move forward with Corder and Clark's proposal. That is the board's discretion.
So we don't have a copy of the 2015, but do we know who did it?
As EMG was the company that
Oh,
did it. but
That's
it
the one
was-
who did Johnson here.
Yeah, that's the only one. I think they're the one that did everything in the district at that time. I don't know of them. I've never heard of them per se.
I think you should reach out to them and see if we can get a copy of what they did, just so we have it. I mean, hopefully they'll give it to us. We paid for it, I would think.
Yes, I'll see if I can find a contact, see what we can
Yeah.
do.
Okay.
Because that was before the times email was archived and all that, but when this was
Sure.
done before that time, so.
Okay. Next.
Next is final site web host. So I think I have Brittany and Carlos here to talk more about that.
Good evening, everyone. So Carlos is here with me. Carlos actually did a lot of the work in the proposal prior to me starting here. But really quickly, do you want to give an overview of the need for a
Yeah,
website?
so in my tenure here at the district itself, my background is in web development. So just kind of looking at what the benefits have been for our district and how can we expand that within the community itself. I feel there's been a lot of goals and things that we want to do with the community that we haven't been able to reach with our current provider. So just doing some research of other school districts and even developers that are not necessarily school centric, but just to see what the current climate is for web development. And so we kind of landed on Final Site after looking at other companies and vendors of what they're able to provide. And Final Site just provides a really great package that will be able to expand our reach within our community. So instead of just right now, we're primarily aiming to have our communications go on English and Spanish, but this will broaden our ability to go out into the communities of those that speak, what is it? Arabic, that speak Kichi, that speak Swahili. So that will be able to expand our community reach and necessarily not create more work for us, because instead of us having to do the translation and have to reach out to our translation team, the website will be able to do that translation for us. So instead of doing double the work, the website would do that for us. And even if we want to curtail some of the language to how we speak in our tone here as a district, we're able to model the language for what verbiage we use in Spanish or in Korean or in any other language like that.
Could you guys also talk about the ADA compliance piece of that as well? Because I know that's a big initiative when you look at the federal regulations on that and federal standards.
Yeah, so that kind of precedes me. There's some issues with the website itself beforehand, with just not being compliant. And that's just when someone that has issues looking at the website itself or being able to read clearly, they do have screen readers, and not all the pages on the website were able to be read. If that's not just how it was structured, if it was jumping from section to section to section, this website will help us be able to draw the reader down the page to the photos, to the documents, to be able to share all that information clearly, and not just speech to text, but also visibly. So it'll be able to change the tones of the colors, change the different perspectives of how you view the website itself. So if you do have a hard time viewing the website, reading it, it'll be able to kind of help them out. So again, it expands our reach to the community itself.
I will say I went through that process with Office of Civil Rights 2 years ago, and it was a 1.5 year process with Lisa Morales. I believe Marissa came on the backside of it. It is an exhaustive process. And every time we got something fixed, there was something else to fix. And it was very, very cumbersome for us.
And can I add, as of 2027, we'll actually be legally required to make sure that everything is ADA compliant. So that will be very difficult because a lot of what every school district, every company uses is a PDF, and many PDFs are not ADA compliant. So the website will actually deny a document that's not ADA compliant before you're able to actually post it at that time. And along with that federal law, you'll have to, any documents after the date, and it's a specific date in 2027, will have to be compliant. However, anything that's currently on the website prior to that date will not have to be, but we'll still make an effort to make sure that we can update all those things.
And just know, it won't just deny the document, but also there's guardrails you can put in there that will transfer over past documents as well. So everything in there will be ADA compliant, or else we can reach out to Final Site and they'll be able to help us get those documents to be compliant. So it's going to cover us from the past to the future itself. So I think that's going to be a really great way to cover everything.
I have a question. This is a little off topic, but since you're standing here, we have an emergency, we can text all the parents, right?
Yeah.
But if we have like something that's important that they want to know about that is an emergency, do we have the capability to do that? Can you guys do that, or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. There's
Okay.
multiple different ways on the website to put like a pop-up image.
That's what I was-
Pop-up message when you go on the website itself.
We-
We run banner messages across of it as well, and then social media.
But I'm actually talking to text the parents and the kids' cell phones.
We have several ways. There's School Messenger, which the district uses for like school closings, and we have several different platforms.
Okay.
School Messenger is one that we use. That's where you see all your school closings, back to school things come through there. There is also School Status, which the teachers use a lot of, which the teachers can send out messages in the building principals,
Mhm.
and that can come text, call, or email,
Yeah.
and it actually translates. Final Site has a version of that if you get their more advanced programs, which we don't have. Synergy, the student system, does it primarily email, but they also have an integration with Parent Squared, which is a different application that will do calling, text, and all that stuff. What we're trying to do is overall the communication platform, we have so many things.
Yeah.
We're trying to find best of breed that will fit us and condense it down over the next couple of years, is what we're really trying to do.
Okay. So we decided, because, go ahead.
What was that?
We decided we're not going to vote on this tonight just because of the,
Yeah, this is more informational per se. So what we'd like to do is, this occurred during the transition process when Miss Yanowski was leaving. So we have the one other quote. We're making sure that we have the secondary quotes. We'll have 3 quotes there before we're ready to move forward with it.
Okay.
This is something that we'd look to do in the background. So we'd look to make this probably in right around December or January. So that way it gives our PR team enough time to be working on the website development in the background. So there's an off-ramp for our current website host, and then an on-ramp that will occur hopefully at the beginning of next school year. But we want to make sure we do it really, really well. We know we've got a lot of other stuff going on, so we don't want to launch this preemptively. We want to just make sure that we are working in the background, but that's why we would get moving with it a little bit sooner, with the idea of not going live until fiscal year 27 is what the goal would be with that.
okay.
And I'll add my, previously I have worked with Final Site specifically
Okay.
in order to transition from one other web host to this one. They are a really good team in making sure that they do a nice bulk of the work as a part of your transition package. So that first rate that you see does include them
Okay.
taking all the information from our current site and moving it over to the new one.
Excellent.
Amen.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
All right, next is Oak Park gutters and flashing.
Yes, so in your packet today, so Oak Park, we have noticed on the inside and the third floor stairwells, there's some definite cracking coming through the walls, which usually is a sign of water infiltration. It's happening in both stairwells that are on the north side of the building primarily, and they go all the way up. It's not happening lower than the third floor. When we did the HVAC project, the air ventilation ducts that were on either side of that building were capped with stone and sealed. But the gutters on the north side of the building look almost original. Talking to Richard Blair previously today, they almost look like they're copper because they're turning green. And the volume of that roof, we're thinking the water can't, because we're having storms that we have seem to be a lot more intense. They can't get the water off the roof, so it's wrapping around, and some of the joints and stuff are leaking into the brick, which is causing them to start crack and move and form. And we can't really fix the inside without fixing the outside, because it'll continue to happen. So what we'd like to do is, with your permission, go out to bid to get the gutter work repaired this fall. The hopes are that work is becoming a little less for roofers, that we'll get good pricing on being able to done. It can be done over a teacher's in-service day or into a Saturdays, couple Saturdays. It's not a lot of work, because it is capping what was done up on top with the sealing of the air ventilation, just to be sure, with aluminum, and then going back and replacing the gutter work. So you can see some of the pictures there. I looked at it over the one day, and there's where all your downspouts are, and where the yellow is where the gutters flow. And some of them look in pretty rough shape when you zoom in on it. So that's what we'd like to do, with your permission.
But Andy, you said, just because I'm not sure I understand this, the gutters okay, they were capped during recent HVAC project. So were they,
if you go back to the first picture there, so the very top on the left and the right, where you see the yellow up there,
Yeah.
those are air ventilation shafts. They weren't smokestacks. So they allowed air into the building to get in the attic, the hot air release and flow within the building and keep it cooler, because that was before HVAC. Waldo had similar things, but they have those big hoods in the roof.
so they should have been capped.
They are capped right now, but they are limestone or concrete type caps.
Okay.
So what we'd like to do with this project, but they're already there doing the gutter work, doing some flashing with the type of lifts and stuff that'll be quick and easy. That is a definite way that we know, if we aluminum flash and wrap them, they will be sealed. They'll have, that way we know no water's coming in from there.
Right.
So it's just an extra precaution, since they're already up there, have the equipment, get it done, and get the
Okay.
gutters done too. We have hopes that the windows are in rough shape too, so we have hopes to come back to you for next year to do the windows also, and hopefully that will alleviate the problem, that we can then fix the stairwell right and get it rectified.
Well, yeah, because I don't want it to get worse.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you can see the crack in the one to the left there where we've caulked the wall. It's moved some.
So you're just asking for us to approve you go out for bid?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good with that. Right, Ron?
Yep.
Okay. All right, great. Next.
Work order, I believe.
Yeah.
I think we're at the work order summary. So as we expect with the start of the year, there was a dramatic increase in work orders as people come back and find that things either stopped working or they didn't put them in at the end of the year. So the maintenance mechanics and building leads and everybody have been hustling to get things done. So we've doubled our work orders since the last time I spoke to you in early August. Unfortunately, we've had 2 maintenance mechanics that will be out on extended leave of time due to personal circumstances, which has caused us to have a little bit of setback, less manpower to get some stuff done. So we're trying to
Yeah.
prioritize safety and security first.
Yes.
If anything, it's just we aren't able to get to everything as fast as we were. They're good people and they do good work. The good thing that's happened right now is with the current cool spell, the HVAC requests, and some of that is lessened to an extent, because it's not, you're not at 90 degrees plus with the humidity forcing. So that's helped us quite a bit. Even with the new stuff, the buildings still have some of the older things. There's a lot of calls and things going on there.
So when they put in a work order, can they say like, this is an emergency, this is, the importance level?
It goes technically to a queue where AJ and Nick primarily reassign and the supervisor reassign. I mean, if it's an extreme need, that's when the phone call comes in, and you will get that from the principals a lot of times.
Okay.
And then it's, for lack of a better phrase, whack-a-mole sometimes, because there's things that come up that, like, I know you're working on this, but this is now front, and we have to go rectify this.
Yeah.
You don't want that. You want to be better organized with what you're doing, but sometimes that happens.
Well, I think we really appreciate you tracking it so we can see what the
yes.
performance is. And do we have a goal to, once the 2 guys come back, what's the, where do we want to be to get work completed on time? Okay. But are you saying 75 or 90% within a week without having to order parts and 70? Okay.
Okay, yeah.
That's great. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
So they're stretched. They
Yeah.
work a lot of hours, have to do a lot of time in some of these projects. So, yeah,
Okay. Well, and if it was really bad, hopefully we could hire, contractors from from the area, right? Plumbing, like,
But
Yeah.
it has to be, yeah.
okay.
and a lot of it's based on project, depending
Right.
on what the project is.
So I think it's more on a emergency.
Yeah,
basis.
of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know. We want to save money, believe me. I get it. Okay. All right, great. I think with that, we can adjourn the meeting at 6:21.
Thank you, sir.